Today is all about the core, and I'm going to take a little twist on a favorite of mine. One of my favorite exercises to do, or favorite themes to do, is STR, which stands for Strength, Cardio, and Recovery. We normally do 1 minute of strength, 1 minute of cardio, and then we have a 30-second upper body recovery exercise. But I want to adapt that to core. So today we're going to do 2 strength exercises and then a recovery plank exercise. So kind of a SSR kind of deal. So are you ready to work out? I know I am. 30 seconds. Push into and squeeze while you're back up at that top. Circuit. We're going to do 1 minute of leg drops, 1 minute of bridge marches. So let's start on the floor. Make sure that we're going to set ourselves up right so those hips push into your spine and the whole lower back glues to that mat. So your hips are turned into your pelvis, belly button's nice and tight onto your spine. We're going to lift those legs up, and we're going to not have any bubbles underneath that back. So our back and belly button, or back and spine, are right next to the thing. We're going to lift our hands up. Now you can do this either single legs, you can bend your legs, or you can do this double legs. And we're going to use our hands, but no weights today because we're all going to use body weight. So you're going to come down, double arms, double legs, and then come right back up. Come down, double arms, double legs. Now again, you can do this through single legs and bent legs with double or single. You can also choose to take out the arms, tuck them at your bum, and just do double legs or single legs with a little more back support. So we're doing this for 1 minute. You guys ready? Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Squeeze into those glutes. Really push that back right into the floor. Inhale when you're back to center. Exhale as you're lowering those legs. Good. Squeeze that bum nice and tight. Really keep that lower back nice and engaged. Push that belly button right to your spine. And make sure no bubbles in that back. If you're feeling like you're getting any air pockets, maybe modify how low you go down. Maybe modify to single legs. Just go at your own pace. Keep up the breathing. Push that back right down. Good. We got less than 20 seconds here. Here we go. Final 10. Squeeze those glutes. Really feel that belly button push right down in. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Good. So our second strength exercise for core today is going to be in our bridge position. So you're going to lift those hips up off the floor. Hands are going to be beside us, and we're going to take that knee right into our chest for our bridge marches. So we're not changing the position of our legs, so we're not lengthening. We're going to keep them in that 90, and then tuck that knee to our chest. Try to get that sole to the ceiling, parallel to the ceiling. Here we go for bridge marches. In 3, 2, 1 minute. Squeeze that knee right to your chest. Feel the belly button sink into the spine. Feel the ribs come down. Your hips are going to naturally drop, but then push them back up as your feet get replaced to the floor. Feel that torso get long with the feet on the floor, short with that knee tucked in. Really work those lower abdominals. Exhale, the knee comes in. Inhale as you replace back to the floor. Good. Squeeze that bum. Keep it nice and tight. Really think about that belly button sinking down. Ribs come down. Belly is short, then long. Good. We got 10 seconds. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and rest it right here. Awesome. 30 seconds, recovery plank. I know, it doesn't seem like those two words go together, does it? Hands right underneath our shoulder. This is going to be a high plank. The closer your feet are together, the more intense this will be. The further your feet are apart, the more stability you'll have. You can go through your knees or through the wall. Here we go for 30 seconds. 3, 2, go for it. Now keep that bum nice and squeezed. Keep those hips at shoulder level. We're not piking our bum. We're not lowering our bum. The spine is nice and neutral. And we're using that belly button pushed up against our spine for some nice support work. Bum is nice and tight. Everything's into that core. 5 more seconds. In 3, 2, 1, and relaxed right here. Swing out those arms. Big breath in. All right. That was fun, right? So much fun. Let's do it again. Okay, we're on our backs. We're going to do those leg drops for another minute. You can tuck those hands for support or add in those arms. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Squeeze in through those bums. Really push down into that belly button. Good. Keep that back nice and flat. No bubbles. And remember, if you're starting to feel bubbles, maybe just modify how low down you go. You don't have to go all the way to the floor. Maybe just do singles. Add in that little extra support through your hands. Whatever works. Good. Keep going. We're halfway there. Guys are doing great. Keep that bum nice and tight. Put into that belly button. Back is nice and flat. 15 seconds. Final 10. In 3, 2, 1, and rest it here. Good job. Shake it out for a second. Get nice and loose. Then squeeze into those glutes. Push those hips into the pelvis. Actually, no. We're going to push those hips into the pelvis, but raise our hips because we're on to our bridge marches. In 3, 2, 1 minute. Tuck those knees in. Really feel that torso get nice and short. So exaggerate that knee tuck. Try and get it right to your chest if you can. And exhale that breath. Keep that bum nice and tight. Helps secure that lower back. Keep the bum, belly button's tucked right to the spine. You got 30 seconds here. Good. Even put your hand on your belly if you want. And just kind of feel that belly button sink in as you take that knee into your chest. Feel everything kind of sink into that spine. Here we go. 10 more seconds. 5 more. In 3, 2, and we're resting right here. Good job. Big breath in. Turn it around. 30 seconds. High plank. Squeeze into that bum. You can go through your toes or your knees in 3, 2, go for it. Squeeze the bum. Push into that belly button. Right into that spine. That belly button is your plate to the spine. Good. It's now a good time to say I forgot to start the timer. Just joking. We got 5 more seconds right here. In 3, 2, and slowly release that. Good job. Grab some water, guys. You're done circuit number 1. Circuit 2. We're going to go into a plank. So you're going to engage that upper body as well. So you can do this in a high plank, you can do this in a low plank, you can do this in a knee plank, or on the wall. High plank. Squeeze into those glutes. Push into that core. Draw that knee up to your same elbow. And then switch over to the other side. So if you're on your knees, you have that strong knee plank and you can bring it in. If you want to increase the intensity, you go down to that low plank and draw your knees in. If you're on the wall, you step those knees right to your elbow. Here we go. 1 minute. Pace yourself and take a break when you need to. In 3, 2, go for it. Squeeze into those glutes. Really take your time to draw that knee in. Belly button supports that spine. Even take a look at your knee to engage those obliques a little bit more. Exhale as you draw that knee in. Inhale as you come back to plank. Keep that bum nice and tight. Make sure those hands are directly from your shoulders. We've already passed the halfway mark. We're hitting 20 seconds right here. Shake those arms out, and then you can start again. 10 more seconds. You guys got this. In 3, 2, and shake it out right here. Swing out those arms. Awesome. All right. Moving down to a low plank, we're going to go into hip rolls. And again, you can do this through full plank or knee plank. Elbows directly underneath your shoulders. Feet together. You're going to squeeze in, push that bum up, and then around for that hip dip. Up and around, keeping those shoulders and chest square to the mat. If you're in through your knees, same movement. So you're not staying in plank the whole time. You're literally thinking about drawing a C with your hips. Okay? It's nice and slow. Make sure you take the time to get the movement right. 1 minute. In 3, 2, go for it. Squeeze that bum nice and tight, and then draw your hip down. It doesn't have to come all the way to the floor, just until you feel those obliques kick in. Good. Squeezing through those glutes. Look above your hands to keep those airways open. And rest when you need to. Just a second to shake out those arms. We're past the halfway mark. We're hitting 20 right here. Ten more seconds. In 5, 3, 2, and rest it here. Shake out those arms. We're going to move into a 30-second side recovery plank. You can do this with one knee down. Your hand can be down. It can be reached up. You can do this through a side plank as well with your hand down or up. Just make sure that shoulder and elbow are nice and aligned. Here we go for 30 seconds. In 3, 2, go for it. Squeeze the bum. Keep the hips centered. Keep everything nice and aligned with your shoulder. You can have your hand down for an extra support. You can be in full plank. 10 more seconds right here. Good. Squeeze that bum nice and tight in. 3, 2, 1. And shake that out. Take a big breath. Grab a sip of water. We're going to do that again. Good. Little sips throughout the workout. Keep yourself nice and hydrated. Okay. We're back to those spiders. So drawing those knees up to the same elbow for 1 minute. Last time here. In 3, 2, 1. Go for it. Really think about the bum. Nice and tight. Remember that mod. You can do it through your knees. And take that break if you need it. Just shake out those arms. A minute is definitely a long time in the spider world. Your knee doesn't have to come all the way to your elbow. If you can just get it halfway up, that's brilliant. We're less than halfway. hitting that 20-second mark. Here we go. 10 seconds. In 3, 2, and shake that out. Swing out those arms. Get that blood flowing. Good. Okay, on to our forearms for those hip rolls. Remember your mods, you can do this through the knees or through that full plank. Here we go. 3, 2, go for it. Squeeze the glutes. Push that hip down and use that belly button to go up and around. Adjust the feet as you need to. And really concentrate on putting that weight into the core so you're not overloading that upper body. And you do this by squeezing in through the bum, pushing in through that belly button. Breathe. 20 seconds. Almost there. Last 10. In 5, 3, 2, and resting here. Woo! That was a good one. Okay, on our sides, hit that 30-second recovery. In 3, 2, and we'll hit that plank. Squeeze it nice and tight, right through the bum, right through the core. You know, it's not going to feel like feathers on your shoulders, but you don't want to overload that shoulder. So really squeeze in through the legs, the bum, the belly button. 10 more seconds. In 3, 2, and slowly release. Good job. Roll out that shoulder. Just get nice and loose. All right. So let's make sure our pillow's nearby us. Okay, so the first one is we're going to do a Russian twist. Still working on that lower back and those obliques. So I want you to squeeze in through the glute, push into the core, lean back. Now only lean back as far as you feel like your core is engaged. Don't go so far back that it's your back that's doing the work. Push into that belly button, squeeze the bum, and you're going to take your hands into one over the other. So you're kind of like if you're going to be a Russian dancer. And then you're going to take that elbow and really draw it down behind your hip. Exaggerate that movement right down behind your hip. Make sure you turn the chest. Okay, here's our Russian twist. In 3, 2, 1 minute. Draw that elbow down towards the mat behind your hip. Doesn't have to touch the mat, but that's where you want to exaggerate to get that full shoulder turn. If you want to modify, you just sit up a little bit higher. And that takes pressure off that lower back. You can also stick a pillow there because it's there for our next movement if you want. Squeeze into those glutes. Push into that core. Breathe. Belly button's nice and tucked. These are nice, slow movements. It doesn't have to be fast. This is about control, about contracting. 10 seconds. And a minute's definitely a long time, guys. So just go as much as you can. Take that break and then start again. 3, 2, and rest it here. Good job. All right, this is where a pillow comes into play. You're going to come down onto the floor. Push those hips into your pelvis so you've glued that lower back down. Legs out 90. Put them on your shins. You're going to take your hands above your head. You're going to lift up with your chin well off your chest. Grab that pillow, bring it down to the floor, and then replace the pillow. Bring your hands down to the floor. And then grab the pillow. All right? This is 1 minute, ladies. In 3, 2, go for it. Really think about that belly button sinking into the spine. That lower back, even though we're lifting our chest, is really staying really pushed into the floor. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth, and really think about that chin. You should be able to fit an apple between your chin and your chest. So our shoulders are actually not being tested. Our neck is nice and light, and everything's through the core. You're pushing right into that belly button. Almost there. 15 seconds. Push everything right into that belly, right into that back, goes right to the mat. In. 5 more seconds. 3, 2, and relax right here. Good job. We're going to go into that recovery. Other side, side plank. So we're going to switch the sides we did before. Remember, you can plank from your knees. You can plank from a staggered position. In 3, 2, here we go. 30 seconds. Squeezing through the bum. Push into that belly button. Feel those obliques kick in. 20 seconds. Breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. 10 more seconds right here. Good. You guys look amazing. Here we go in 3, 2, and rest it right here. Good job. All right. Repeat. We're repeating. This one's not a bad one to repeat, right? Okay. So back to that Russian twist. Remember, if you're getting any type of lower back pain, you can put that pillow there to help support yourself, or just stay a little bit straighter and don't lean back as much. Here we go for that Russian twist. In 3, 2, 1. Really think about contracting that belly button, squeezing that bum, pushing into that core, and pulling into that spine. Turning that chest all the way around. We're not just moving our arms. We're pulling that chest around with us. Squeeze that bum. We're hitting that 30-second mark right here. Remember, this does not have to be fast. Go at your own pace. Really concentrate on the movement. Even count it out, kind of a 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Really slow it down to get that tone. Less than 10. In 3, 2, and relax right here. Good job. Onto our backs with our pillow. Right onto our shins. Make sure those hips push into those pelvis so there's no bubbles underneath our lower back. Big breath in here in 3, 2, 1. Grab that pillow. Now, if we're doing this exercise independent of me today, which I'm sure all of you will, you can spice this up by using a medicine ball. You can use a stability ball. You can use a heavier object that you can balance on your shins if you want, or just keep it at the pillow. It's about the movement, not necessarily about the weight. We're past that halfway mark. We're now almost down to 20 seconds. Keep that chin off the chest. In a day or so, when you go to laugh or go to reach for something and your torso hurts, this will probably be one of the movements that cause that muscle pain. Shouldn't hurt, but you'll feel it. In 3, 2, and rest it right here. Good job, guys. Okay, turn it for that side plank hold. Here we go, 30 seconds. In 3, 2, go for it. Really squeeze into those glutes, push into that core, Belly button's nice and tight. Breathing. We've got some nice alignment through our shoulder and our elbow. 15. Here we go. 10. In 5, 3, 2, and rest it right here. Good job. Roll up that shoulder, grab that sip of water. We're going to go for one more circuit. We're going to come onto our feet for this, and we're going to go back to what we did in the warm-up, and we're going to do walkouts. Now, for your walkouts, I really want you to hit that strong plank. So when you come into that plank position, you squeeze into the bum, push into that core, and keep that nice alignment through that back. So we're not rounding the back and we're not dipping in through that back. All right, 1 minute of walkouts. In 3, 2, go for it. Walk your hands for just underneath your shoulders, then squeeze into those glutes, draw your hips to your shoulder level, and come back up. You can bend those knees for a bit more modification and bend them back when you come back up, or leave them nice and straight and really use that core to pike your bum up and come back to your feet with those hands. Less than 30. Squeezing through the bum. Here we go. We got 12 seconds. Such a random number for me to say. 12 seconds. Now we're at 5. In 3. Let's do one more if you can. 2. And finish it here. Good. All right. Second movement. I'm going to be a little nasty here. Second movement's going to be a side walk plank with a hip dip. So you're going to start on one end of your mat. You're going to go walk it twice over and then hip dip. Walk it twice over and then hip dip on the other side. Okay. You can tell it's the last circuit because I'm always nasty in the last circuit. Okay. Here we go. 1 minute. 3, 2, go for it. Walk it over twice. Dip that hip. Squeezing through the bum. Walk it over. Keep those hands underneath your shoulder. Keep the body relatively still. Guys are doing great. Good. Now, if you need to take a break, when you hip dip, you can come to your knee. You can hip dip. You can come out and shake those arms out at any time, and then just start again. We got about 15 seconds right here. Final 10. In 3, 2, and rest it right here. Good job. Shake out those arms. That 30-second recovery is going to be our low plank. Move this back a bit. So, elbows, shoulders, nice and aligned. You can do this from your knees. You can do this from your toes. Remember the length of your feet. The further apart, a little bit more stability. Closer together, a little bit harder. 30 seconds, low plank in 3, 2, go for it. Squeeze that bum nice and tight. Really look above your hands. Keep those airways open. Legs are tight. Bum is tight. Belly button's tucked. 15 seconds. Breathe in and out. Final 10. In 5, 3, 2, and gently get out of that. Shake out those arms. We have 2.5 minutes left before we get to stretch this out. Let's go on our feet. Grab a sip of water if you like before we start that last 2.5 minutes. Take a big breath. Here we go. Draw on that belly button before you even start. In 3, 2, 1. Go for it. Walk it out. Pull that belly button right into that spine. Remember, it's not about speed. Just use that movement. Really concentrate on form. Core work is all about the discipline of the form. Push into that belly button. Squeeze into those glutes. 30 seconds. Push into and squeeze while you're back up at that top too. Use that belly button. Pull yourself up and around. Bend those knees for that mod. Less than 10. Good. Almost there. Finish the one you started in 3, 2, and we're resting here. Good job. Okay. Finish this last minute. The walking planks with that hip dip. Here we go. Last minute of strength. In 3, 2, 1 minute. Squeezing through that bum as you walk yourself over. Keep a nice tight plank. Take your time. And remember, you can come down onto your knees for that hip dip and then walk it over. "30 seconds right here." Roll out those shoulders if you need to. Squeezing through those glutes. Less than 20. Keep walking into my entertainment unit there. 5 seconds. In 3, 2, and rest it here. Awesome job, guys. We got 30 more seconds. Let's hold that low plank, and then we're going to stretch this out. Here we go. Elbows underneath those shoulders. 30 seconds. In 3, 2, go for it. Tighten in through that core. Push into that belly button. Look above your hands. 20 seconds. Here we go. Down to that final 10. In. 5, 3, 2, 1, and relax right here. Good job, guys.